What's up, guys? Jay Daniel here. So, quick video. Just I'm talking about like maturity as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, as a closer, and how like you can tell where somebody's at, and you can tell where you're at by based on the way you're responding to certain situations. So, let's talk about burnout. Like, I know people who I recently I recently did an interview with JD Daly, right? Dude's an absolute beast. If you haven't seen that yet, scroll down. Um, I think the title of the video is like industry expert reveals shocking like secrets, whatever. It's like 45 minutes, really jam packed with value. I could literally sell that. Like there's very few courses that like give as much value as that video. So if you haven't watched it, just watch it. I'll put that little video right here in the corner. But when I talked to him, and he just took a vacation because he's been working 16 hour, like 12 to 16 hour days nonstop for the last couple months. Um, he was able to do that for a long time, and after like 4, 5, 6 months of consistently working those hours, he said, "Hey, I don't want anything to do with what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna take a vacation. I'm gonna refresh my mind because I'm getting close to burning out." Right? Takes the break, goes on a vacation to like some other country, and just has fun and refreshes his mind. And he's back. He's back. He's working 12, 16 hour days again. He's pumped, right? A lot of people come into the industry and they work maybe 8, 9, 10 hour days for 2 or 3 weeks, and they're talking about, I'm burning out. This isn't for me. I can't do it. Typically, those are the younger people. Those are the people who are less mature, and I can say that because I am the younger person. I've been the younger person. I came into this industry when I was 18 years old. I'm 22 now, and it's very easy to see when, yeah, like you you think you're burning out, but really you're just not mature enough to be aware of your state, of how you feel, of what's actually going on. And when you're able to really see what's going on, you're able to say like, okay, like my energy isn't in this. I need a break. My body's burning down. My system's every like awareness is always the first step. And if you're not aware, you're going to make the wrong decisions and you're going to jeopardize your own goals. Something I've been doing lately is I will wake up, and the first thing that I'll do after, like, I'll drink some water and brush my teeth and like make my bed is I'll set my intention for the day. I'll write my goals. I'll what I do is I type them on Evernote, and then I'll look at a PDF with the actual like results of those goals. So it's gonna have like pictures and descriptions and how I feel on a day to day and what I'm eating, what I'm doing, um, for my goals. And like kind of through that process, it instills new stories, a new mindset, excitement for me and what I'm doing, and it allows longevity. It allows like the ability to keep going and going and going, because the only way to put yourself through the pain that you need to put yourself through to fight a war is to know why you're fighting, you know, to know how, like, to know why you're fighting, what you're fighting for, who you're fighting with. Like, the why and the what and the outcome are very important. So if you don't have those and you don't have awareness as to like yourself and what's actually going on like internally, you're not gonna last, because like sales is hard, business is hard, being an entrepreneur is hard. It is difficult. It is one of the most challenging things you can do, but it's also one of the most rewarding, because these are skill sets that you're going to be able to apply to anywhere in life. Like I'll give you a quick insight into some of my plans moving forward. Like, and I won't go too far into detail, but with these skills I'm learning, learning how to communicate with people via text, knowing how to have a 10, 15 minute call to book appointments, knowing how to close a deal and collect $20,000 cash over the phone, knowing how to lead a team, knowing how to instill excitement into other people outside of myself, knowing how to manage my state, knowing how to spot a trend, and knowing when a business needs help, and knowing how to communicate to a business owner, like knowing how the internet works, and knowing where money is going and where the economy in the world is going. Like, all of these things are building a foundation for me that's going to allow me to go into a new industry. I know I mentioned a couple times like I want to get into, like, I'm getting into the gaming industry, and um, I see a lot. It was something I was super passionate about growing up, but I'm getting into the industry, and like, yes, have a million subs and have a cool channel. Like, that's awesome. That's cool. That's cute. Maybe make a couple grand off that. Like, maybe like maybe six figures, maybe 10, 15,000, every other month or something. But like being in the industry at that level and that depth, you start to see and identify trends through the experience, right? I'll start to see and identify trends through the experience, and I'll be able to start a business within the space that I'm super passionate about, that I can use the skill sets that I learned to grow that to $1 million or more a year business, which is something I see all the time. The guys that I'm working with, the influencers I'm working with, and like that's what they do. Like they identify a problem in the marketplace and they build a business around it. And if you can build a business from home, like your time is your it's yours. Like you can hire everything out. You can put somebody in place to do this, and this, and you just work on the shit that you care about. You're inspired to work on. And obviously, there's a time aspect. Like when you're first starting, it's going to be a little bit more work, and but through the experience and through the implementation and through the progress and through enjoying the process, dude, because you got to enjoy the process. But through all of these different factors, like kind of the vision that I have for what I want is to not just have wealth and take advantage of a need in an industry, but like long term, I want to spread a really good message to people. I want to support everybody around me and anybody who watches my videos. So many kids, and I was one of those kids, they grow up and they don't know that you could have whatever you want. You could do whatever you want. And we live in such a good time to be able to do that, but it's a matter of starting. If you want to be an NBA player, like your best chance is starting when you're like 2 and getting the right training, surrounding yourself with the right people. Like if you can put your 2-year-old to train with LeBron's kids, like there's a really good chance he's going to be somewhere if he keeps doing that for a long period of time with the right guidance and mentorship. So, and I say that to say this, like having the vision having the vision and having the clarity. Every single morning I sit down and I'll look over my goals and I'll really internalize them. I'll write down why they're important to me. I'll write down how I'm planning on achieving them, what I'm going to do for the day. I sit down and I visualize it. Like the clarity and the excitement in the direction of what you're doing is what allows you to work your fucking ass off for a very long period of time. And just for an example, like basketball, like if you know that you want to be like a professional basketball player, like, and you like, and you're writing out your plans every morning and you're clear on the amount of work it's required and who you need to connect with, and every day you're constantly shifting and shaping that plan, you're not going to burn out because you're excited by what you're doing. And when you do burn out, if after like maybe 6 to 12 months of nonstop practice, like you're able to say, hey, like something needs to change, and you're able to either change the way you're training, or do some kind of getaway vacation to think and read and pivot. But that all comes back to maturity, guys. And if there's one thing that I wish I had when I was starting my journey, it was maturity. Like I would literally, I could literally have $10 million in the bank right now. I know, because there's people who started when they were 18 at the same time I was 18 in 2016, and now they have like millions in the bank and they're growing their business and they're connected. And I wouldn't say it's a regret, because I like where I'm at and I like where I'm headed, and I like who I am. Like I just love myself where I'm at and where I'm headed, and the way I've grown over time. But knowing what could have been if I had that maturity in place, if I had that knowledge, like it's priceless. And just start being very mindful and aware of where you're at. Start taking note of like where you're at, and getting clear, because without clarity you're not going to hit these big goals. You're not going to make $1 million. You're not going to get a gig as a closer. You're not going to start a business and succeed, because ain't shit easy. But the opportunity is there, and we live in the best time ever to have freedom and create a life based on what you want, especially now that there's so many sheep. I'm so sorry, but there's so many sheep. People injecting themselves with some shot that's full of shit. People putting these masks on and not asking any questions or doing their research. Like so many people are sheep. And if that triggered you, I'm not triggered. So you gotta figure that out for yourself. But like, don't be a sheep. Be aware. Be mature. Well, the one thing most business owners have who are successful for a long period of time is they have maturity. And start asking questions. Open your mind. It's going to help you hit your goals and rise to this situation, and like really be who you want to be, and get what you want to have. So that's the message for today, guys. Thank you for jumping on. I appreciate you, and stay tuned for the goodies. Don't forget to subscribe, like, and drop any comments for any feedback you want to give me.